So on my last episode, I think 136, I talked about how a personal story of, right, this sort of stranger, but someone that I knew online that I really loved, who died by suicide in 2017, how I just stumbled upon it, and all the content from them. And it was, I would say, like a week that I was, to be honest, crying over their death, how sad it is. Especially since I know the spiritual side. I know what demons did to cause him, to drag him to that painful situation and loneliness. And many others just like them is who you think about as well. Basically, on my healing guides, I don't want you to just think I have random stories that I just write, just go through random situations. God actually uses almost 99.9% of my life, the things he, just whatever happens in my life, whatever I sometimes see, even if it's not happening to me, he actually uses that to teach me his identity, what's corrupted about his qualities, and what's not corrupted. So, for example, Islam says when people die, you cannot pray for them anymore. It's like sinful, etc. That's what it says. So I just thought about it, and last night God woke me up, as always, around 2 a.m. And he basically inspired me. He inspired me to see that this was not a random flashback to that person that died a long time ago. Because you could just have that experience, right? It could be just you. He showed me that it's actually still part of the spiritual wisdoms that he's teaching me to fix the areas of his religion that are corrupted. So God basically showed me that he was using this person that I remembered who died a long time ago. So it's very important that he's a human that died a long time ago and not now. Because, right, Islam would say if they died already, don't pray for them. And two, they're human beings, like I was saying, that I wish we knew they were struggling when we were able to see them or they were alive, because then we would pray for them. And then if they died, it seems like it's not worth it, right? Because they already died. God was trying to fix that as well, that sort of thinking. He basically was using that to guide me to pray for him now, in the hereafter, the next life that he's in. He's in his grave now. He's going through, the human being is, their soul is taken by God. He sends down angels to basically take your soul out. It's just your body, then it becomes lifeless. Okay, but then you're going through, right, as that person is asleep, basically, in their grave, they're going through the next life. They're awakened, basically, but you can't see that. And, okay, they're being judged. They're being judged by God. They're going through their thing, okay? So, yes, the actual final judgment is when everyone gets resurrected. Ever since Adam and Eve, everyone will get resurrected. And it's going to be a very long process of judgment, a lot of punishment, a lot of chaos, a lot of fear. Old prophets will be standing, and some of them will intercede for people, etc. It's very dangerous, very scary situation. You should listen to Islam, what it talks about Judgment Day and hereafter. Some of it will be similar to, a little bit of the Bible, obviously, but for them, the devil corrupted it way too much, to making it seem like God will judge you to some degree in this life too. No, we all have to die, and then the judgment starts. Okay, anyways, basically, right, God guided me to wake up at night because I could not stop crying over him. When I say crying, I mean I actually could not breathe. I would cry and cry and cry. Okay, and then I'm human, right? At some point, maybe you would stop because the body is like, okay, I'm about to faint, stop. I don't know. The body makes us. I don't necessarily think I should stop crying. It's just the way God created us, right? There's some gaps, okay. And then it doesn't matter what I'm doing, what activity I'm doing, then it will come back, So that's immense, because God is showing me, you get me? If I didn't feel this way for this person, that I would not think about it. what I could do for him after he's already died, correct? So God used someone that I did love, who already died a long time ago, as a way to teach me the areas of his religion overall that are corrupted, because I'm sure Christianity would also say there's no point in praying for people who died too. And obviously they tell you, right, if they didn't believe in Jesus, they're going to go to hell. Okay, Islam would say if they didn't believe in Allah, they'll go to hell. Like that. God is trying to fix that corruption, because that's not true. He will still judge them, and a lot of them will be accepted by God. He will not put them in hell, okay? So for that reason, you know what I mean? I don't want you to think God is dumb or weak or anything. The ones who really need to go to hell will go to hell. You know what I mean? The predators who are running around this earth raping and killing and then dying in that situation, of course they're going to go to hell. What's there to forgive them for? But I'm talking about good people who don't know who God is, good people who are confused about religion, good people who have sinned, and maybe that sin, maybe they didn't repent for it perfect, etc. It's people who have a chance, and you would agree that's logical, because they're not evil, correct? They're not predators. Okay. Anyways, oh God, I'm having a lot of brain fog. I'm sorry. These demons come out of the corners and the bushes, and you see that there's a little bit of noise around me all of a sudden. I'm basically about to go to this sort of store right now, and I'm going to start writing my books, because I gave up on that. So just a few blocks as I'm walking to it, all these crazy human beings come out of every corner, and I'm having a lot of brain fog because their demons are sending me energy, and witchcraft. So excuse basically me not getting to the point. It's not intentional. They're attacking my brain, and I can't keep rebuking it and telling them what to do, because I can command their demon to leave, and the human will get out of my environment. It's just, God have mercy. Then I can't obviously record, right? It's annoying. They weren't here for like 30 minutes, but now all of a sudden they pop up and they sit there and stare at you. They're not dumb. They want you to look at them and get pissed off. These are really weird human beings, usually very mentally ill, so I'm not going to get mad at them, you know what I mean? The ones you would say are decent are not bothering me. They're just, I'm in like a city-like place. There's construction, there's just things happening. I'm just going to the store. Like a Barnes & Noble type of store. I'm going to go and write. Okay, inshallah. So basically, God put me in that situation to actually show me that, yes, we can pray for people after they die. Especially people like this who deserve prayer. But we didn't maybe do it for them when they were alive. Like this man I talked about. Very sweet soul. Someone that if I met today, I would fly across the country to go meet him and tell him about God and pray over him, and I would get the demons out of his body. All that depression, I could have took it out of his life, because I would take the witchcraft that causes depression out of his life. Whatever they call clinical depression is actually witchcraft, and the demons possessing the person that caused it. So if I, right, with God's power, if I use that the way he taught me to get those two things out of you, you're free. You're just like a newborn baby. Anyways, and that's actually why mental illness doesn't have a solution, why humans can't come up with a solution, and why medication or therapy can never help the person. You know why? Because it's not in the brain, it's not in your body. It's spiritual. You have to go to God, and you have to get demons and witchcraft and curses off of your body, because it enters your body, but more like your spiritual body. You can't see it. Once we get that stuff out of your body that's invisible, then you're free. You get me? It's like that. The medication is spiritual, and it's not physical. Okay, so, God, I'm sorry, too much brain fog. Basically, I prayed for him, and I couldn't stop, right? I didn't feel peace. So I prayed for him a little more. That's sometimes how you know if you should do something more or not. You don't feel peace until maybe you increase it. Like you pray for yourself in a certain situation, there's still fear in your system. Okay, pray for yourself more. It's like that. So for his situation, I prayed for him more and more and more, and God kept guiding me to other things that I should pray for. Like specific things. I didn't just say, oh, God, help him in his death, right? I didn't just say, please forgive him and help him and let him go to paradise. I wasn't that generic. I kept being pushed by God to be specific in certain things that I obviously know happens after people die, right? Specific things that I know that human needs. Specific qualities about him that I personally, like that, I was more detailed with the prayer. The more detailed I was, and you might be like, if I want to do that for someone, how can I know what to do? God will guide you to it. You'll just have this sort of desire to say certain things. Oh, Lord, can you help them with this? Oh, please forgive them of this. Like that, you're going to have more wisdom coming to you from God. It's like a heavy, intuitive, sort of powerful emotion. It's not thoughts, because thoughts come from demons. God can speak to us, though, but it's not going to be like a thought, like this annoying voice. That's the devil. It's like a strong feeling. You want to do something. It's pushing you because it's coming from the Lord. Okay, so I was more specific. I prayed for him longer. And I picked day and night, but usually it's not like it matters. God is still going to hear you, but night is good too. Okay. And now I know I've told God all my heartache over this person. I know that I've expressed exactly what I need to express. You know what I mean? I know that I've fully expressed my pain to God for this person. How sad I am that he died in that situation without getting help, without connecting to God. And then two, how sad I am that, right? Who knows? He might be punished in the next life. I don't know. So I really beg God that he is among those that he has his mercy upon. God is very merciful. And that he helps him to get the paradise that he should have, that demons steal from people every day. By turning them to sin. I don't mean like an evil person, because that's their choice. They want to go to hell, okay, goodbye. You're evil, right? I don't care about evil humans. We just call them to God, that's whatever. But we don't love them or care about them. I'm talking about good people I love who just get into sin that's not evil. Right? Or maybe the sin could be evil, but it's not harming anybody, that type of sin. Basically, when I say evil, I mean someone who likes hurting and abusing others, God's creation. That's really my definition of evil. Okay, so obviously I don't like them. You know what I'm saying? But people can do sin, but they don't actually have the ability to hurt others, harm others. They're not perverted and filthy like that. They're watching you with that. That's who an evil person is. We just call them to God. We could care less about them. We wish they would go to hell, to be honest. That's just God's mercy that we have to express. It's not us. So this person is not evil. He doesn't deserve hell, but he obviously will. It looks like, whatever he did, the sins he did, he will be punished for it. Obviously, God has to, right, be just. But he has many ways to get the sin to sort of be forgiven by him, right? Without necessarily putting you in hell. Who knows what he does, right? Like that, I ask God to save him from hell and find a path for him, find a way for him to get that paradise without first going through hell, without any sort of, because he deserves it. Okay, I'm a just person. I'm not burdening God because I don't want to burden God, right? Yes, he has his own independence and he can make his own decisions, but I still don't want to burden the Creator. Oh, forgive this person, and they don't even deserve it. It's disgusting. People have to do the work, right? No, this person deserves. They deserve to go to paradise. Is the type of person that would easily accept God if someone just went to him, So he deserves my prayer. He deserves my love. Love is something you have to earn from people. So if you're a loving person, sometimes you just earn it that way. You just attract their heart to you. They just care about you. Okay, too much brain fog. So I need to hurry up. I don't want this to even get to 15 or 18 minutes. So I'm using this example to show you that this is actually a divine situation that God did in my life. He allowed me or made me forget this person in 2017 because I was Muslim back then. I knew to pray for people. But the religion obviously said, right, don't pray for people after their death. That's not the reason I obviously didn't pray for him. I just was made to forget about him. You get me? I was made to forget. No, not forget about him. I was made to forget the idea of, oh, what should I do if he already died? I didn't think about things like that. I was just sad over his death and, okay, I got distracted by all the demons harassing my life and I obviously forgot about a lot of things. Okay, so you get what I'm saying? It's like God allowed me to forget in the sense that He allowed years to pass so that now when you're like, oh, now I know to pray for people. Now I know what to do. And now you're heartbroken that you didn't do that for people who are no longer here. Do you agree that happens to other people too, not just me? Okay. So God put me in a situation like that so then he can show me what the solution is. You get me? A lot of the demonic persecution I go through, which is similar to prophets, is I'm being put in situations to see and learn what the solutions are to religion and spirituality and everything about God. Some things he just teaches me, right? You can't put me in every situation. And some things God will actually put me in a situation. So that's why I will upload my testimony in the future of all the things that happened in my life. Because it wasn't random. God did it to me. God made those situations happen so that then he can show me the areas of his religion that are corrupted and the areas that are correct. And his religion is split between Islam and Christianity. Basically Bible and Quran. Okay, so God put me in this situation to show me, yes, you can pray for people after they die. 2, after years have passed, right? Because maybe you think if years have passed, you think maybe now God already put them in hell or paradise, it's too late. Like that, you might have that sort of thinking that if years went by, it's too late. It's not too late. With the amount of knowledge that I have right now, I believe until the day of judgment, I believe until the day the whole world ends, we still have the time to pray for each other. You know? Again, this doesn't mean you're changing judgment. It doesn't mean someone who's actually supposed to go to hell that you're going to pray and they're going to go to paradise. That's not fair. That's not logical. They already died. They already lived a way that... No, I mean, the ones who really will go to hell, okay? Because that's their judgment. That's like their punishment. Otherwise, God would not be just, right, if he didn't punish them. That's about justice, okay? He'll still do it. I just mean your prayer will impact certain parts of their experience in the future. For those that we would say you actually should pray for. Because I can't stop you from praying for weird humans, but obviously I only would pray for someone who's good and not someone who raped someone. What the hell? I pray for them to never come out of hell. And if they ever, want to have that experience of God getting them out of that hell, well, that's up to them and God. You get me? That's up to them to decide how to interact with their creator. And then I could care less. Why the hell would I pray for something that filthy? God have mercy. We already did enough in this world calling them to even repent in the first place. Don't go there with me. But I'm saying I'm not your God. I can't control you, correct? I don't know who the hell you're praying for. I'm talking about who we should actually pray for. Good people, get it? So obviously I'm saying that this sort of way of praying for people who've already died is really fitting people who are good, but they just went into some sin, right? The type of sin that doesn't harm anybody, but it's just sin. And okay, so your prayer actually makes a difference because it's small. You get me? What they did is small. Your prayer could make a difference, and now God might find a way for them to get them out of that punishment that small sin would normally put them in the next life. You get me? Either way, they will still have a chance to go to paradise anyway. You get me? You're not changing God's laws. They already, you get me, someone who could have paradise because what they did already was small. You get me? They're not too close to hell. They're very close to paradise. You get me? It's just that the amount of punishment they normally would have, right? For that small amount of sins in this life they did. Maybe they went into music that wasn't healthy, that kind of stuff. That your prayer could help them sort of get relieved from those punishments, and now they might go to paradise earlier, correct? Earlier than as usual. Or God might just save them from the punishment like that. Or he still might punish them, right? Again, it's up to him. We're never going to know how he's going to do this. But it will still benefit them then. If it's not going to stop the punishment, okay, God will take it. It's like you give money to someone. If they don't buy food with it, then you know they could at least buy something else with it, right? Like clothing, like that. If God doesn't use it for this situation, like to relieve them of punishment, okay, then he'll use it in another situation. You get me? He'll still use it to help them in some way. Let's say that's not necessarily the case. It doesn't matter. You expressing your heart to God for that good person that died in a life of sin, but they're a good person. They're not a person of hellfire, right? They don't go harming people. They're not predators. So that's who hellfire is for. Predators, humans who do witchcraft and hate people and abuse people. You get me? Criminals basically is who hellfire is for. It's like their prison. The humans around me are really uncomfortable right now, since a lot of them are criminals who are in this environment. And those who are not like that, they're not even looking at my direction. You get me? That's how you know. They're demons, and they are very conscious of their own sins that are at the criminal level. But good people who obviously fall into sin, right? We all sin. Music, maybe you had sex before marriage. Is that a bad thing? No, it's one of those things, right? You have to protect yourself from. You get me? The type of sin that good people get into. I'm already saying good. You should already know that they're not predators. They don't harm others. They don't go after others. They don't hurt others. Okay, they're good people, but they got into some sins. Okay. Either way, God will hear your heart. Look at my words. Your heart. It's like a plea. You're making a case in front of him. He's a Lord. You're expressing that pain, the heart to him. You're begging him to please have mercy on this human since they've already died, and please have mercy like that. It's a plea. It's like you're begging God in that way. Okay, so either way, you see my words? Either way, since God is just and he listens to us, and he's very logical, and he's also very merciful. Either way, it will make a good difference. I can't tell you specifically what the difference will be, right? Because that's up to him. We don't know that. I just wanted to show you that he's okay with us praying for others is what he was trying to teach me this week. And that's why he let this man that died a long time ago that I didn't get a chance to pray for in the past, he let it resurface in my life. He reminded me of him. I swear to God, it's not random. It's not me, a human remembering him personally. God made this happen to show me that, right? I kept being woken up after midnight or around 2 a.m. And obviously I can hear God talking to me and what he's inspiring me to do. It's really him inspiring me to pray for this person. And exactly, I always said to myself, oh, how much must they have suffered, right? How many years has it been since 2017, right? Who knows what punishment they've been going through this whole time, right? I don't know. It's just one of those things we're just going to have. That's why I begged God. I pleaded with him as I was sobbing to him because I know my prayer is late. I don't know what situation he's in now, like that. So I know my Creator heard me. I know he took my case. Like when you write something, you send a mail. It at least went to the building or the place you were sending it to. Don't you still feel at ease? At least it was received, right? The message. I know my Lord heard the message. I know he heard my heart. He'll do what's right and he'll do what's just. I guarantee you, God will not put really good people in hell. He really, really finds them ways in the next life to protect them and help them still go to paradise and to be forgiven. He's very merciful. He doesn't want us to go to hell. It's those humans running around becoming evil that are choosing hellfire. And good people who sin, who don't go harming others, who are not evil. If there's a good person, well, okay, those sins that we could do. Look at these noises. I need to go. It's like a downtown place, so there's so much noise. I'm sorry. Whatever. I'm just gonna record over this. It's obviously demonic. They always do this when I record. It won't happen if I don't record, so I can prove it. This is demonic. So, right? Just good people overall. You have to believe, God is gonna find ways to save them because hellfire is not for them. So the small amount of sins they've committed, at some point it accumulates. It just accumulates if you made it into a habit for yourself, right? Obviously it will get you punished. So that's why repentance is powerful. That's why believing in God's mercy is powerful. And that's why, right, when you die, you have to understand God doesn't want to put you in hell. So he actually might find a way to forgive you. Predators are the ones that they have to do the work. in order to be forgiven, in order to at least at some point, right, get out of that hellfire, etc., because they harmed others. It's unjust for God to be like, okay, go to paradise. That's disgusting, correct? So we give them death penalties. Why would God mix them with people in paradise? That's not logical. So please don't be obsessed or care about predators or evil humans. That's creepy. That actually comes from the devil. He actually does make human beings have thoughts of being, too easy and nice and loving to evil humans. Don't do that. You can pray that they repent. It's their choice. They have a choice, just like you and I. They have a heart. But that's about it. Okay, so yeah, God was using this situation to help me understand this type of problem where someone died a long time ago. What we should do if we, right, want them to be on the good side with God, we can still pray for them. What else was I gonna say? I think that's about it. Too much brain fog. See, the episode got so long because of too much brain fog. I'm sorry. It's a city, man. You know how much noise there is in cities in the United States now? Construction everywhere, all this weird nonsense. People are poor and losing their homes. There's no jobs anymore. A lot of jobs will be erased, and they start building all these real estate places. It's annoying. Okay, take care of yourself.